Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. So, okay, I guess we can get started. Okay. So today what we are going to do is 2048. So 2048 is this game, which probably many of you know, where it was very popular on the phone, on mobile. What the fuck? Yeah, we will try to make it in Python. Disclaimer, I'm not software engineer, so don't get mad if I don't do things in the best way possible. But yeah, we can get started, I guess. Okay. So, let's see if somebody joins. Okay, so let's get started. As you can see here, I set up the project. We will first look at the logic of the game, and then we will just test pygame itself, and then we'll try to put all together. So let's start by making the grid. The grid is going to be zeros, of course, and it's going to be n by n because it's a square where n is equal to 4. We will try to make it in a way that it's modular, so if you want to make it bigger or smaller, it would still work. I cannot guarantee that, but let's try. Okay, so we have our grid, and the first thing we want to do is we want to place randomly the numbers in the game. So the way the game works, at the beginning you start with two new numbers. Okay, So how do we do that? First, we need to get all the positions of the grid, which are free, basically, which are 0. And to do that, we can do something like this. So position, let's say pos is np.where grid is equal to 0. Okay, and now we can print, maybe we can print our, oh, for some reason I have Python 2, we don't want that. So we're going to print grid, just because, and then print pos. Okay. Okay, I will run it here because it's easier to make it bigger. Okay, so maybe you can see. I see that there is a watermark there. So you can see that we have our grid and then all the positions, which is actually all the positions. But I would like to have a pair of positions, let's say a list of pairs of position x and y, x and y, x and y, x and y. To do this, it's quite easy because we just need to do, so we want, we can use zip for this. Zip, and we open the x and the y, and this will zip it together, x1, y1, etc. If you want to look at this, of course, since zip is just iterator, we need to transform it into a list. Okay, let's try to see. Voila. So you see which are the positions with 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, and so on, so on. Now we need to get from this some positions, either 1 or 2, right? Because the way the game works, it's, at the beginning it's just 2, but then it's just every time you make a move, it's going to be 1 popping out. So we need to be able to choose a subset of this. Okay, so to do this, we can do it with random, importing random. This is already installed with your Python installation, and we can use a sample. So I don't know, we can make this pos is random dot sample, and then the population is pos, and then we need to give it k. In this case it's going to be 2. Then okay, then actually what we want to do is we want to write something to this position. So let's do that. Let's do it directly. I will lazily do with the for loop. For pos in this that we say, we just say grid of pos equal to 2, and then we're going to print this, and we don't need to print this anymore. Okay, voila. You see, in the grid now we have 2 number 2s. Okay, and if we want more, we just need to change this k value, and it's going to be 2, 3 positions, etc., etc. Okay, so let's see what to do. The thing is, the game doesn't only put number 2. I think I saw a video somewhere where it's saying that 10% of the times is going to be a number 4. I don't know, I will take this chance, this probability by... Anyway, you can change it easily in the code. Okay, so we need to get a random number, and I believe it's random dot random. We can easily test it. Right. Okay, random dot random. No, like this, like this. import random. Voila. Okay. You can see it gives a random number from 0 to 1. So if random dot random is less than 0.1, then we're going to do it for else. It's going to be grid pos equal to 2. Okay. By the way, I didn't look at any other implementation of this game. I will just wing it. I tried some things before the stream to see if I were able to do it in a reasonable amount of time, and should be fine, but I didn't look at other implementations. So for sure, there's going to be some better, faster, more efficient way to do this. Okay. Okay, let's see if this works. Control D, we go out, and we test the logic. Okay, one of them is a 4 in that case, 2, okay, sometimes we get a 4. Okay, but of course, so we could continue like this, but I think it might be a bit messy, let's say. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a class. So the class is going to be class, we call it by 2048, call it logic. Just because this part of the game is just the logic of the game, no visualization things. Then in the init, we do self dot grid is the grid. We initialize the grid, and then what we can do is we define a method, not a function, a method, which is new number. And this new number takes also k as an input. I will put k to 1 because it's the one that we're gonna use most of the time. Okay. Okay. So let's make so free position, free pos is this, and we just here, and we. Okay. Okay. Wait, one more. And it's just complaining that it doesn't know what is grid. So it's okay. Why is it complaining about this? Okay, maybe static. Not. Oh. Voila. Okay. And then we just need to put k. Okay, great. I can show you a trick of PyCharm if you don't know this. If you have some code typed in and you just do dot and main, then you press enter, and it's gonna do this. If you are lazy like me, it's really good. Okay, great. So like this we can initialize a game. So we can say game equal to this, and then we will probably gonna print the grid many times. So what I'm gonna do is if I will make a string method. So what this does, if you have an object, if you call the print, it will print whatever string you return from this. So return, when I wanna print the game, I wanna print, for now at least, the grid of it, right? So let's see how this works. So I'm gonna return string of self dot grid. Okay, and now I should be able to print this with no problem. Voila. Okay, it works. Very nice. What's next? So we have our, let's say, initialization of a new number. But now what we need to do is we need to make the move, right? So wait, I will, in our main, I will just say new number. Okay, not this. New number of k with k equal to 2 because it's the initialized one, and now we need to do a new method which is make move. Okay, and make move is going to take move as an input. Okay, but let's think about what does it mean to make a move. So the first we're gonna do a move which is the left move. So the way the game does this is if you move left, then all the numbers will go to the left. If, of course, two numbers, let's say, are of the same number and next to each other, when they move left, then they will be summed. Okay. So the way we will do this is by first implementing the logic for the left move, and then we can just tweak it a little bit, I think, to be able to just do whatever move we want. Okay, so I will want this game.makeMove, and the move we keep for now is the left one. I don't know if we actually will need this for now. So the left move, you can, if you move left or right, we're gonna look at the rows of the game. If we're gonna move up or down, we're gonna look at the columns of the game. Okay, so let's make a simple for loop. So I will make for I that goes I in range n. So we know we're gonna have n rows. And I will call this in terms of, like, I don't know if it's a row or a column, but I will, for now it's a row. This is basically grid, self.grid, row I and all the columns. Okay, so now what we need to do with this? We need to look at this. As a first step, let's implement the fact of moving all in the same direction, right? So we need to take only the numbers. So we can call it this numbers is it's this of this not equal to 1, to 0, sorry. So this will only contain the numbers of a row. And what we can do with this is just, since we need to put everything, let's say, left, we can just make new this. Sorry for the name this, I have no better ideas with the name. But yeah, so new this is going to be zeros. We can make like, so we reinitialize it to 0, and how big is this 0? Just as big as this, let's say, and then new this from 0, so I don't need to put anything, until the length of this number, so the one with only the numbers, it's actually going to be this number. I don't know if it's the best way to do this, but should work. Okay, then all we need to do is just say self.grid, still in the same position we want to rewrite this, overwrite this equal to new this. Okay. Let's try this, I guess. Of course, yet we are not using the move variable, but let's see. Okay, great. So wait, let me print also before we make the move. So you can see that before it's a bit everywhere, and now it's in the location all to the left. Perfect. Now what I want to do is, of course, in this case, this is not complete yet, because what we need to do is actually put these two guys, sum them together, because they are actually the same. Oh wait, I just realized that everything is float. So we can fix it easily by dtype equal int. Okay. You see the comma, Okay, now it's a bit cleaner. Okay, so left movement works. Just to make it a bit cleaner, what I'm gonna do is make a helper function, which I'm gonna call, actually it's going to be get, I prefer, usually I put the underscore before helper functions, which should not be, let's say, called by the user of the game. Actually, what we want this to do is get numbers. What I want to do, I want to give it this, okay, and I want it to return the this n, what we call, so only the numbers, but actually already summed, so that I can place them in the correct location here in the same way as we do here, but also with the sum logic implemented. So this is going to be actually a static method, because we don't need to access any self or modify any self. So it's going to be just this, it's just like your normal functions, right? Wait, let me check if the stream is working. Italian makers. Okay. Oh wait, I just realized it's been a while that I didn't push to Git. So let's do this. So for now, the very simple logic is going to be the one that we have already. So return this. Okay, and then we can do here this n equal self dot get nums of this. Let's see if this works again, and then we can push it to Git. Okay. Okay, then Git status Git add Okay. I have it in Italian, but whatever. Okay, let's continue. So, let's see what we need to do. So what I'm gonna do is maybe inefficient, but I think a for loop of maximum 4 loops is gonna be fine. So what I want to do, I will actually check. Let me think. I want to check for j in range so I want to go through every element of this and check what is the next and do something accordingly, let's say. So if you can imagine, let's say if this n of j, why is it okay, j is equal to this n of j plus 1, then let's call it the new number is going to be this n of j times 2. Of course, what's wrong with this? If we get to the last position, it's going to try to look for j plus 1, and we don't want that. So I just I'm going to add here if j is, I'm going to do this only if j is different from len of this n minus 1. Okay, but we need to save this somewhere. And actually, what I want to do is, let's make a new one. Sum. I will make just a list for now. So I want to make a list, and I want to, once, let's say, I will look at the position and I will place in the correct place the value. So what I want to do for every loop, whatever my new n is, I want to do this n sum to be no, sorry, we're gonna append the new guy. Okay, and finally, what I want to return is np.array. Okay. So what's wrong with this? Many things are wrong with this. Because if we don't, right now, only if this guy is a sum, then we're gonna add it to the row. But this is definitely not what we want to do. And so we just need to do an else. So actually, then if this is not the case, then new n is just going to be this n of j. So let's try this. I will just make more numbers, so it's more likely that they're in the same row, and then we can see if see what happens here. I'm pretty sure we need to do one more thing, but I just want to show you guys. So what this code is doing basically. Okay. Okay, so look at the first row. Wait, I don't know if you guys can see. So the first row, it's 2 and 2. So what we should have is just a 4. See, we're almost there, but the problem is, so if we think about how this works, so this one is 2 and 2. So the first one has a guy next to him. Let's put a 4 in the new number. Then it goes to the next, and we get these 2. And you say, this 2 doesn't have anything next to it, so let's just put it this n. So actually what we need to do is quite simple. What we need to do is just make it skip one loop. So I initialize a flag. Skip equal false. So by default it's false, because at the beginning of the loop, if skip, then I skipped one, so I will reset skip, man, I cannot write skip to false, and then we continue. So continue just goes to the next loop. And all we need to do is here make skip equals to true. Okay, great. Let's test this. Okay, great. Look, we have 2 plus 2 plus equals 4. Quick math, of course. And yeah, this is actually going to be good. Let's try a couple more times, you know, maybe we were lucky. This one is an interesting case. So we have 2, 2, and 2. So the first 2 will sum into 4, and then the next one is 2. This is actually correct for the game logic. Okay. What's next? What's next? Next is going to be let's make a method, like a kind of a main method, which is just play. So we can call this. So how does a game start? We initialize the new numbers. K equals 2 only for the first move. Then while this is, just put a break later on. So while it's true, for now, of course, we need to check if the game is over at some point, but this will come later on. What we're gonna do is we print, let's print the grid, why not? Self.grid. And then, so we print the grid and we ask the player for a command. And the command is going to be just input. This is gonna, in the terminal, will ask us a string. Let's put this a bit lower. What else? Very easy. If command equals Q for quit, then we can queue it. So we break. Okay, beautiful. And then we just make a move. Not going to be so simple, but bear with me 1 second. Move is going to, we can pass it the command. Okay. So now we just need to call game.play. This should work. Okay. Let's see. Sorry, one is missing. Okay, good news. I just sold the table on Marketplace. Where were we? Okay, here. So let's test Q. It works, great. then right now is not looking at our input, but whatever input is going to do, it's just going to make the move left, and this works. You can make as many moves left there. Okay, well, let's first implement the yes, let's implement all the other moves. So there's a very simple thing we can do. So left and right, we look at rows, we said. So if move in LR, so this is going to check if it's L or R. Then we do this magical thing, else this is going to be, so if it's up or down, of course for now there is no check whether we actually input one up or down. So we just take the columns, that's it. And the rest should remain the same for the up, because the up will remove the column and then treat it like a vector basically. So it's going to work exactly the same as left. So what we are missing right now is the up, the down move and the right move. But actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, if move in RD, then I will just flip it. So this command, maybe I can show it to you guys. Python, so import numpy as np. If a equals to np.array 1, 2, 3, 4, then a of column -1 is the opposite of that. So that's it. Actually, it's not completely it, but you can imagine that our get nums then will, for get nums, what we're getting is still a left or an up column, right? So he actually doesn't care what we are giving it. So what I'm gonna do, the only problem is when we put it back, well, first we need to put something like this to put it back. So we need to write the correct column, of course, and else okay. Beauty, I guess. Let's see. So before putting in the main grid, what we actually want to do is we want to flip it back, because we flipped it there, and only if it's needed, let's say, we do it. So I'm gonna just put a flag here, but honestly we can also copy paste the same. Is slipped equal false. Okay, so sorry. Then flipped equal true, and what is it gonna be if flipped? Well, let's just new this equals new this of column -1. Okay, now it's time It's time to see if we have actually a game, I guess. Okay, so let's start easy. Left. Okay, it works. These two guys went left. Now let's try to go down, and we should have a 4 in the corner. Okay, great. Right, up. Seems to work fine to me. Okay, Q to quit. What else? What else? Ah, of course. Now every move we need to add one number, because that's how the game works, right? The thing is, let me see if I can get this example for you guys. Okay, yeah. So if you imagine that now we don't have any moves. Sorry, it's not that we don't have any move. So if you imagine that now I'm pressing down multiple times, what we don't want to do is just add a new number every time we press any button. What we want to do, we want to check. We want to check the state of the moved table. Check if it's the same as the one before. If it's the same as the one before, then we don't add anything. Of course, if it's always the same, whatever move you do, then you lost. But this we can implement later. It's not critical. So what I'm gonna do is just I'm gonna create a variable which is old grid. But old grid needs to be old before we make a move. Old grid, if I can spell, is self.grid.copy. So we make a copy of the old grid. We make our move. And then we check. If all so if all of the elements are exactly equal, so self.grid equal to old grid. But of course we want to check this, we want to have just one element. Wait, does it work with matrix or I need to flatten? Let's learn something new, guys. So A equal and of course import numpy A equals np dot zeros of 4. I tried, this is not MATLAB, if you guys know MATLAB. Okay, A is this, then B is gonna be exactly the same. So if we do A equal B, is this guy. And what happens if we do all? Okay, he's definitely not happy about this. What happens if I do like this? I mean, this should work. Dot flatten. Voila. Okay, so we need to do flatten. The more you know. If they're all same, just go to the next move. We don't want to know. And otherwise, we just say a new number. And you remember K was by default 1, so we will add just one number. Okay, I don't know, guys. Yeah, the weather in Belgium is marvelous. Maybe like this, you guys see me better. Let me check. Okay, maybe one of the two. Gloomy Belgium. Okay, so where were we? We're about to try the game. Control D. Okay, so let's do this. We're gonna go left. You see, this guy moved, and 1, 2 appear left. Left again. Left again, left again, left again. Up. Wait, let me check if it works before going crazy. So 4, 2, 2. Okay, this guy appeared here. Seems to work. Right. Up. Left. Up. Okay. Seems to be working. Oh, we got to 16. Cool stuff. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, so we have the logic of the game, it's working. So let's do something cooler, I don't know. Let's say at least visually cooler. Let's do pygame, I guess. Big disclaimer, this is my first project in pygame. I did some trials before. If I can draw a rectangle, I can draw a rectangle. Mad skills. Yeah. So I'm not a pygame expert. I will not do it in the most efficient way to get all the FPS. But of course, it's 2048, so we actually don't need them FPS. Okay, so this one we leave it for now. Whatever. Let's start with pygame. How do we start with pygame? What the okay, I cannot zoom in until until I type actually. So what you have here, if you go to the pygame website, if you press getting started, I mean, it's a pretty good way to get started actually. And yeah, what it suggests is these tutorials from Droid, this fella that made our yes, that made this. So he's saying, what he's telling us is start like this. Okay, then don't mind if I do. We can do a good copy, a good paste, and then we can, so let's see what is actually doing. So he's creating a function main and then calling it in the main. Okay, this is cool stuff. Okay, so pygame init seems like what you need to do to initialize the game. Then I don't have a logo. If you guys wanna make a pull request, wait, that reminds me. I mean, actually, there is nobody following this stream anyway, so we can git add no, let's add only the test logic dot py git push no. Don't copy my password. Okay, so now we only modified the pygame with this, but we don't want to push it yet. So if you guys want to put the logo, Italian Makers logo, I don't think so. But let's put this, of course, we want to put the caption, which is 2048. And then what we want to do is set the actual resolution of the game. So, sorry, what it's doing here is initializing game, set the title of the screen. Actually, I can run this and show it. Python test pygame. Okay, it's beautiful. So 2040, what the fuck? That's not what we want. Okay, so this is the resolution of the game. And this creates a screen object, which probably we're gonna do some things to it. And then we just define running equal to true. Event handling gets all the events from event queue. So we just look at all the events, and if the event is quit the game, which is me pressing the X, then set running to false. Otherwise, this guy is continuously updating. Okay, so let's so let's define some constants of our game. So well, n is going to be 4 also in this case. What else? Then the resolution, I think it's quite a critical thing. So width, we can make it 600, no, let's make it 400 pixels. And height equals width. We want it square for now. But I want to make a height variable, because I will try to make it in a way that you can also make it a rectangular box with a 4x4 grid. Okay. So what we need to do to draw stuff, let me see what, I think there was a link. That's not what we want. Back to tutorials overview. Blit. This is kind of how to draw an image on it. But this is what we want. So this is what it's going to do. Pygame display flip is going to just update this. So what we can do, we can just copy it in our while loop. Yeah. Okay. And just to make it, try to make it a bit cleaner. Wait, let me remove some things. And I will make a function, or I want a method. Let's make a class. No, I'm lazy. We will make a class later when we put everything together. But for now, let's just make something that draw. We say draw game. Here we're going to put all our rectangles and stuff. Draw game, it takes in, we need to give it the screen that we created. That's it, for now, at least. What? Zin did some strange with the... Okay. So the main logic is going to be, so for every loop, we check if it quit or not, of course. But if we, then we're gonna draw the image, draw game. So we give it a screen object here, and then we just update the screen. Okay. Draw game. So rectangle. I googled this before. So if you go how to draw a rectangle, exactly what you get. So we need to make a color. and then pygame draw rect, and we give it a pygame.rect object. This is what we need. Okay. So surface is actually our screen. So let's try this. 20, so 0, 0. So this is just RGB color to 255. And let's make it a bit tidier so that you guys can see. Very important thing, we didn't set our width and height. Yes. Okay. Let's try this. Why not? Wow. Incredible skills, I guess. Wait. There was a way to fill the background. That's the guy. Okay, screen.fill. But what color do we do? So actually when I had before the stream and prepared this file, which is constants.py, this is where I can put here. I prepared like just a test grid. Now we will use it to check the colors and the order of things. And this is just a dictionary with the background color and the color of each number. This is, I just, I dropped it from from Googling just the game. Okay, sorry. So from utils, not utils, I called it constants. Import. We want CP, I call it color palette, and also test grid. Just because. Okay. So our grid, which later will be in the object, is test grid, and we need to give it to grid. Yeah, this should be right. Actually, we don't need to create it here, just we need to pass it test grid when we call it. Okay, like this. Yeah, that's more like it. Okay, I have also the background color. So cp dot, I think I called it back. And yeah, let's try this. Why not? Okay, background color, we got you. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, so the rectangle, the way it works, it has the top left corner coordinates, starting from the top left corner, and then it's going to be just, how can I say, just the size of it, so the width and the height. So here is at 30, we put this 6. So, okay. I will do a double for loop for I in range n. What did I do? Sometimes I do some shortcuts that I don't even know what are they. So for j in range n. Okay. What we want to do is actually so let's make some variables. So rect x, it's j, should be j. Let's try. We'll see. J times So we want to split the grid into our n by n. So at the beginning, j will be 0, 1, 2. So just j times the width. Here I'm making an integer division, just because I don't know if pygame is happy with floats. And anyway, I think it's divisible by 4. Rect y is going to be I times the height of our game divided by n. Okay, let's try this for now. So I'm gonna draw many beautiful rectangles. Rect y and what we just want to do. Okay. Looks good to me. No, he's not happy about this, of course, because it should be I. Okay. Voila. There you go. What we can do is actually very easy. So if we call n grid of ij, then the color is just going to be cp of n. It should be right. Oh, look at this. So it actually worked. Did it work? I think the colors are correct. Yeah, they should be right. Yeah, because the gradient is going like this. So I did 1, 2, 3, no, not 2, 4, 8, 16, and so on. And the highest number is this one. So, and these ones are just blank because I also put the color for 0 because we need the color. But you can see that it's kind of ugly. We want to make some spacing. And also we need to change the width and the height of the rectangle. Right now is just fixed to this ugly thing. So I will create a constant called spacing. Let's say the spacing is just 10 pixels. Okay. So at the beginning we write at 0, 0, so we want to move by 1 spacing, right? So this plus spacing plus spacing. And that should already make something a bit better. And now what we want to do, the width is going to be the spacing, the height and the width will be all the grid divided by the grid number minus 2 widths of the spacing, because it's going to be 1 on one side, 1 on the other side, 1 on one side, 1 on okay, so let's write this. Rect width is going to be width divided by n. Let's see. So width divided by n plus sorry, we said the width minus 2 times the spacing, and same for the okay. Why did it do it nice? Let's do it nice here also. Okay, then okay. Let's maybe move this. Okay, and what we do, let's try. Oh, look at this, beautiful. And actually, what we want to do is, let's round off those corners. After a quick Google, if you look at the reference, wait, I will zoom in, of our beloved rectangle, what it actually takes as an input is border radius. So all we need to do is say border radius is 8. I don't know why 8. Okay guys, we're getting somewhere. Definitely getting somewhere. Okay, so what we are missing is actually the text. So let me see, I don't have this right text. So Google, as always, while programming, is your dear friend. Let me see if this... yeah. Geeks for geeks. Okay, so you can see that we just need to specify the font and font.render something, which is our number. Okay. Should be easy. But first we need to initialize the font. I think I googled, because I googled this before, and when I try this, okay, let's initialize it here before our screen. So I think we need to also do like this, pygame.font, in another example that I saw. Wait, let me get it for you guys. You see? Of course, Comic Sans. Why should we use another font? So pygame, not pygame. We need to initialize the font. Let's copy paste. Why not? So you can see here my font. This again later will be just the object, but I'm lazy, so I will pass it to our dear function. So with this font, what we want to do is write something. So let's write something. Some text. I guess we can write it like this. This one, I believe, I checked it before. This is the anti-aliasing. Okay. Let's see if we see some text. We do not see some text. What are we doing wrong? Wait, guys. Of course, Stack Overflow. How stupid is this? We need to blit. So basically this will create a rectangle with an image inside, which is the text, which is not going to be a text object. And then similar to the example of the smiley face that we saw before, it's going to resize my stuff here a little bit. Okay. Let's see. Oh, look at this, beautiful. So we could use rec.x and rect.y. But this is going to be messy, because if we continue to specify from the top left corner, we'll never get it center, because depending on which number it is, it's going to be big or less, or I don't want to do this. So there is a nice trick that actually I saw already. Why I cannot? Okay, sorry. Open it in another tab, which is this guy. So text, we can get the rectangle of this guy, and then just say where the center should be. So we can do that quite easily. So text, let's be consistent, guys. Maybe not like this. And so what this takes also as an input when we blit, should be here somewhere. You see, it takes the rectangle of the text that we want to. So we just need to modify the text rect. It's going to be text surface dot, you say this, get rect. Very LOL moment. So the center, what is the center? Actually, it's very easy. The center is going to be the text, no, the rect.x plus rect. Wait, let me make it slightly smaller. Rect.x plus rect.width divided by 2, and rect.y rect.height. So the center is going to be the center of our square, and we know already the coordinate of our square from this. And then all we need to do is just need to give it to this guy. Yes, of course. The only thing missing is the actual number, because we have n. This is just the f string of this. Okay, great. Looks good to me. And let's put the anti-aliasing, because it's a bit. Okay, so you see now the image is smoother. Can you see this big enough? Yeah. Okay, we close this. That's all good. Function. Okay, so what we actually now want to do is we want to read from. We actually want to wait for a key press. Okay, our dear Stefano is joining, at least joined the stream. I don't think he's joining now. Okay. So it's getting darker and darker, rainier and rainier. So now what we want to do, we want to wait for key press, not Python, but pygame. I think I found this, you see where I clicked already. This is what we want. So we make a function. Let's copy paste this. Let's have a look in PyCharm. Okay, so want to import this because it's all these key stuff, key related stuff. And what we want to do is wait for key. Because actually, I mean, should be obvious, but we don't want to render the game continuously. We just want to render after we get a key. So our main while loop, we will move it into the wait key one, and we will be stuck here until we actually give something which we want as an input. So you can see this is for event, is exactly the same event type of loop that we have down here for the quit. Of course, we want to keep the quit because we want to still quit the game when this is done. But instead of actually quitting the game, what we will do, we will just return key. This is exactly like we had it before. Okay, so now it's copy paste time, I guess. So you see that here, this is still waiting for let's move this here. Okay. So we import this like this. I always put, let's say, stuff from packages here and stuff from modules of my project here. Okay, so actually now we need to do something a bit boring. So if the event is a key down, what should we do? If event.key is key. So I'm going to use the arrows keys. Of course, you can use whatever you want. If up, then we will return up. And now all we need to do, copy paste a couple of times, and just a leaf. Oh, come on. Okay, so if up right r if so up, right, left, down, but also we want to quit the game with the key press. And what I will do is actually, like we did before, on Q, but also, because it's easy to add, if and, sorry, or dot key is equal to dot esc. Let's use esc, why not? Escape. Honestly, I'm not sure how this streaming works. Is anybody joining right now? I think I see 2 people, but I don't know if I count as one. So if you are joining, write in the chat. So we will return a queue, and then we will handle everything outside. So let's see what happens here. Okay, so after every flip, after showing the game, what we will do is key equals, or like before, command equals wait for key. No, we don't need to print this. That's okay. If key equals to q, then we just run equals to false. If key, of course. Okay, let's call it key. Key wins. If my brain, my subconscious brain. Okay. Actually, we will not see anything if it works. But what we can do, you know what we can do? We can just shuffle the grid. Let's import numpy. I think you can shuffle with the numpy. Import. Okay, so np.shuffle. So this will only shuffle the row because even if it's an array, no, random.shuffle, and we shuffle test grid. Then we can do grid equal this, and then no, because it's in place, you see. PyCharm is helping us saying function shuffle doesn't return anything. That's right. So it's just in place, you will shuffle it, and then let's see. So we have our game shuffled once. I go up, seems to be shuffling with all the arrow key. If I press like a random key, doesn't do anything because it's in order. And if I press ESC, we go out. Okay, guys, I think we are in the home stretch. At least we have a decent first prototype of the game. Of course, okay, I'm not implementing here the animation of the actual game, like of the tiles moving left and right, because I cannot be bothered, let's say. But this should give us a pretty good. How long have we been working on? 1 hour 24. Honestly, it's quite simple to implement this game. Let's say the base logic. I was surprised. Okay, guys, it's time for refactoring time. So let's put the game all together into one class, both the logic and the visualization of the game itself, right? And then we will write what we are missing, basically. If we are missing anything, I'm not sure. For sure, we need to check. For sure, we need to check if the game is lost. But I'm not sure how we will do that. It's a problem for me for later. Okay. So we have our game, and it works. It's beautiful, I guess. Comic Sans all the way. Okay, so let's start by importing what we need to import. I guess we will not need the test grid there, but it's free. Let's import it. Why not? First, let's try to change the aspect ratio. What happens if I do 600? Curious to see how robust is our code. Still looks good to me. Okay. Okay, so if you guys want a bigger... So n is gonna be 4. This is our master variable. In the end we will try to change that. Let's see what happens if everything breaks. So this is gonna be a class... sorry guys, I need to zoom in. Okay, should be enough. So let me think. So we make a class which is just gonna be called py2048. Okay, of course we need, so we can copy some things from our, let's go step by step. So we initialize the grid, very important step. But what we need to also initialize when we create the object is the do we need, let's initialize the pygame stuff. So what is needed? So we will go in the main. So we need to pygame in all this stuff. Now, of course, we can always initialize this, and then we initialize it, but it will not show. What it will show is just once we run the flip command. Yes, of course. So this should be clean enough. So self.width is going to be what did we do? 400. Yeah. 400, and self dot height is going to be self dot width. Okay. Then I want to do some more things to be self, like to be attributes. That's the correct one of the game. So we want it, my font to be this, the screen to be this, and of course he's complaining because he has no idea. So that we will actually later be able to access it. Okay, then we can copy paste, I think, all the game logic. Okay, let's move the structure. Okay. Okay, this way on the left you can see the structure of the code. If I do like this. Oh wait. Okay. Better like this. So what do we have here? No, the logic we said. New number, get nums, and make move, and also play. We will use this. Actually, we want to copy all of this. I'm gonna copy it. I think the indentation is a bit fucked up. So I just normally what I would do if I would just write this by myself, I would already maybe try to make one class, but I think it's easier to split the problem in two sometimes. And then what I actually want to do, I mean, in the end, these two files, test logic and test pygame, we will just throw them away, most likely. But I will keep it on the GitHub so that you guys can see it. Okay. So you can see here the logic, the structure. So we have init, the string. I don't know if it's big enough, but I don't know how to make it bigger here. We cannot. New number, get nums, make move, and play. Okay, let's see if we can do this in a clean way. So the play, we need to change it a little bit. We need to change it because we need to add these things to the... Starting to think maybe it was more efficient to to just do everything in one go. Let's make this slightly bigger. So here we have, wait, I will zoom out also. Spacing. Yeah, it was definitely not smart. Let's say draw game. Let's convert this new game to be an object. Self. No, what the fuck did I do? So all this stuff is actually in the self. Is an attribute of the game. So self dot screen, self dot grid, self dot width, self dot height. You get the idea. Spacing to define it. What am I doing? Self dot screen, self dot my font, and self dot screen. Okay. So this works. What we probably need to do. I don't know if pygame init should be here. I'm pretty sure we will find out very soon if it should be outside. So draw game, we have it. Should be the same. All self dot things, and then what the fuck did I just do here? Let's push to Git the test pygame. Add pygame is done. Okay, you can pull the code now if you want. Okay. Wait for key, wait for key. We want this guy with us. So is this a static method? Yes, I think so. unless pygame is not happy, of course, of the way we call pygame here, but confident. Okay, so we need to restructure a little bit the game, our play logic, of course. So what we want to do, we start a play. So actually this should work as the logic, because the play is the same as the logic. So I say, let's try main.py. Okay, so it is drawing something, but also this is working. Left, right. Wait, what the fuck did it? Ah, no, it just popped up. Okay. Why did this move left? It's because it just appeared from this point to this. Okay, so things seems to work. This is ugly, very ugly, but as soon as we draw the game, everything will be fine. Okay, so the game logic. We are almost there, guys. So we initialize the game and we want a new number. Then what we can do is similar to what we had in the pygame example, right? So running is equal to true. So while running, actually we don't need this. Why we need this? While true, and then we will just break it like we do here. Okay, so we don't need to print this anymore because we just need to do self dot draw game. We draw the game. We need to flip this guy exactly like we did here. Actually, we can also do copy, get from. It's getting really dark. Okay, more light. Okay, so we flip the game and we wait for a key. Then key is this guy. We don't need the input anymore. You see that I should have called it command and not key. Okay. The only thing is this should be self dot wait for key. Okay. I think it's pretty good. Let's see. Command.q, okay, break. Okay, if command we break, and yeah, break will close the window, it's okay, because it's gonna exit the loop. And then this is our logic for if we copy the grid, we make a move. If the grid is the same, just don't add a new number, go to the next. I don't know, we can also do if not this, then add a new number or something like this, but okay. Wait, is that easy? Nah, it's not that easy. Let's try. Okay, maybe we should not draw the 0, but let's try. So we go left, hey, right, left again, down, down, it works, hey, okay, very quick without the animation. Let's see how far we go. Just randomly. Okay, so the 0, actually we don't wanna draw the 0. This is the first thing I wanna change. Apart from that, it actually works. I'm impressed. Okay, guys, let's not do the 0. If n not 0, actually let's do like this. I prefer always, I don't like to indent too much, so if n equal to 0, continue. So we skip all this, the text stuff, let's say. Okay, let's try again. This should work. Okay. Now the interesting thing is, what happens if we do 6 by 6? Let's see. Okay. It works. So I think it will take a long time to lose in this, or maybe just because, you know, like this, you are kind of more likely that high numbers will be far from each other, let's say, if you start doing stupid shit. I don't know, can you say swear words on YouTube Live? I don't know. So somebody's joining. Conte Tacchia. Ciao Conte Tacchia. Da dove ci stai? Join. From the red zone of Italy, yellow zone of Italy, or the orange zone of Italy? Or maybe not Italy at all. Okay, so let's see, what else are we missing? So let's go back to, no, actually before going back, let's try something stupid. Okay, this seems to work. Why not, I guess. Of course, the spacing would be nicer to have the spacing as a function of the grid size. You know, like the spacing is just, because right now the spacing is just at 10 pixels, and if you add them a lot of things. But I will push it to Git now if you guys want to download and play with it. I mean, actually, technically, you can already play with it. Git status, okay. It on. Okay, I just need to push. So feel free to pull. The link is in the description. And yeah, you can pull it, you can start playing. Just all you need to do is run main.py. Okay, so let's see what what else are we missing? Of course, we're missing what happens if we lose. So let's bring this back. Let's see. Let's keep it big. It's better for you guys, I guess. Yeah. Okay. So, the text is a bit small. We can change it easily. Okay. Let's put it back. I don't want to change the font. So, what we need to check now is, did we lose or not? And if we lose, we can just quit the game or print something to the game. So, what I want to do, what I was thinking is, let's see. So, okay, let's do like this. So we're gonna do a method, which is def game over, which will actually return true if the game is actually over. So of course we need self and okay, so let's do like this. So what we'll do is take the grid. After every move, we will take the grid in the next stage. So after the move of the, actually after or before, I think that doesn't matter, but we'll take the grid. We will try to do 4 moves, up, down, left, and right. And actually, if after this 4 moves, the grid doesn't change, then it's game over, right? So let's implement this. So, okay, so I will do a backup of the grid because I'm gonna just call because make move modifies self.grid. So I need to back up this one so that I can replace it, let's say, to the new position. So grid dot backup is self dot grid and copy self.grid.copy. So this we have our nice little backup. So do we just want to do all moves? Because technically if already it changes after the first move, we don't need to check the others. Yeah, so well, let's start implementing. So for move in left, right, up, down, okay, and then self dot grid self dot grid, no, self dot make move so this will do all the moves. And actually if it's not equal, so not, we can copy paste this comparison that we have. If not all self.grid equal to grid backup, in the case that these are not true. So all these checks, are they the same? Yes. Not of this, it will check, are they different, right? So if this is the case, then we can just return. So we do self, we put back grid at its place because we don't want to touch it. Self.grid equals grid backup. So we bring it back, the one that the player is actually playing, and then we just return false. So the game is not over. If we actually go through the whole loop, then it means the game is over. Okay. I'm not sure how certain I am that this will work, but let's try. Why is he not happy about flatten? Glass pool. This is not a class bull, this is an umpire. Okay, let's hope PyCharm is stupid and not that we have any mistake. Okay, so what we do our move, and before if self dot game over, set game over, then break. Actually let's print game over, my friend. and then break. Maybe it's cleaner with a flag, but break will do. Okay, so let's try this. Okay, so the thing about this game is that you can actually go pretty far just by mashing your keyboard. So we will try to lose pretty quickly. Of course, we need to lose if we want to check the game over functionality, right? Okay, so we're almost there. So I believe, no, now we can still go right, damn it. We can still go up. Oh, come on. Okay. It's not working, and I think I know why. Yes. The problem is this one. So you see here we are checking if the game is different. If the game is not different, you just go ask for another move. So that's pretty stupid. So actually what I will do, you need to make the move, check if this is good, check if this is game over, and then check. And actually let's do it a bit more cleanly. If not same, then add a new number. So just to recap, we make our copy of the grid, we make the move, we check if it's game over, and finally, if the new grid is different from the old grid, we add a number. This is to avoid, if you join now, this is to avoid this case. I will show it to you. Okay, so you see, now I'm pressing down, nothing happens, but I don't want him every time I press down to add, to actually add a variable, add a number here, right? Okay. Let me think about it. Okay, let's try again the game over. Wait, I don't need to win, I need to lose. I just don't want to miss the moment where we actually lose. Oh, damn it, I missed it. Come on, 128. 256. Come on. I just want to lose. Damn it. Do we assume it works? You know what? Let's do one thing. Print. Game.grid, so that we can check. Come on, guy. Okay. Good. Good for you. Let's just go and check in. So let's see. So here, the move before we lose, there's still an empty space. And then this move, that's it. Boom, guys. We did it. this is as far as I will go. Wait, let me push for you guys the code. Git, what am I doing? Git status, git add all, git commit. Game over check. Okay, git commit and git push. Why is asking me twice? Come on, good boy. Okay, so this is it. Of course, here main.py is the thing. Maybe I will add some comments for somebody, so for the people that will check it later. For example, I can see already we can clean up some things. Okay, but I will add some comments just going through what happens. In the end, all the implementation is 154 lines. It's really a simple game. That's why I think a lot of videos on YouTube are showing this, but I wanted to try this live strip thing for a bit. So you can see, if you follow the link in the description, it will bring you to my GitHub. And yeah, these are the commits that we did today. Bring it to my GitHub, start the fork it, do whatever you want. If you actually make some modifications and you want to share it, you can share it on Instagram, on Facebook, I think, on our page on the Italian Makers. For the guys that came here from, let's say, our previous videos, I understand it might seem strange that we go from woodworking to Python. But as you noticed in the last years, we didn't put any videos for the simple reason that me and Dario, we are not living anymore in Milan, and we had to move. Now our workshop is moved in the cellar of Dario, and so yeah, now we both live outside Milan in different cities. I live in Belgium right now, and yeah, the main problem was that right now in my apartment I cannot do woodworking. So actually for a long time I wanted to do more, to start again, to make videos. I love YouTube, and I hope that too many people like woodworking people will not be scared by this type of videos. But I figured if I like woodworking, Python, 3D modeling, now we have also a 3D printer, so I hope to make some videos about Fusion 360 and things like this. So if I like these three things, I guess somebody else on the internet will like it, and if you are that somebody else, then feel free to subscribe. Yeah, that's it for today. What I will do, I will maybe clean up the code a little bit. I will push it. Feel free to change it, share. If you actually make the animation, I would be actually impressed. If you guys want to do that, it's a good challenge. Maybe I can do it in another stream. We'll see. Yeah, I will leave this video up if you're rewatching the replay. But what I will do after this is what I will do after this, I will try to edit this video in a shorter video, and then we can, so that you guys can rewatch it if you are from the future and not from the present. Yeah, if you like this type of videos, if you want to see more, like, subscribe, comment, all the things. Okay, bye guys.